Hello everyone, this is the second week of online education. I hope you are all okay in these difficult times and I hope you get accustomed to online education system. In this video, we are going to cover two types of modal verbs. Before we start, please have a look at this conversation between Sam and Dave. At this point, stop the video and when you finish reading it, please restart it. Okay, what did Dave do at the weekend? He stayed home. He looked after his sister and helped his father paint the kitchen. So, why did he do all these things? Did he want to do them? No, obviously not. So why? Because he had to. I had to stay home and look after Chloe. We had to spend the whole evening watching her stupid DVDs. And on Saturday, I had to help my dad paint the kitchen. So, what is this had to? Had to is the modal verb that is used for obligation or necessity in the past. As you all know, while talking about necessity, obligation, or prohibition in the present, we use must or have to. But when it comes to past obligation or necessity, we use had to. Like all the modal verbs that you already know, base form of the verb is used after had to. And again, for the passive form, be is used after had to and it is followed by past participle, that is verb 3. Okay, let's go over some example sentences to understand it better. We had to carry our own luggage because the bellboy was not working when we arrived at the hotel. So, who carried the luggage? We did it, because no one was there to help us. As you can see, after had to, carry is used, which is the base form of the verb. Or this one. I had to consult a doctor because I could not resist my headache anymore. It was so bad that I could not resist it. So I consulted a doctor. I had to consult a doctor. Or this one. Face-to-face classes at schools had to be cancelled because of the coronavirus. This is our situation, right? You can see that passive form of had to is used. It is followed by be and after that verb 3. Okay, exercises will come after video, but let's quickly have a look at this question from a previous quiz. Stop the video while finding the answer. After that, you can restart it. In this question, you can see that it was a necessity for crime scene investigators to use blah blah. So, crime scene investigators had to use ABO blood types and other genetic markers because it was a necessity for them. The negative form of had to is didn't have to. It means something was possible in the past, but it was not necessary. Be careful, it's not a prohibition, which means you can do it, but you are not obliged to do it. Let's look at some examples. It started raining heavily, so I didn't have to water the flowers. Could I water them if I wanted to? Yes, of course I could. But they got all the water they needed, so it was not necessary for me to water them, so I didn't do that. Another one. It was my day off yesterday. That's why I didn't have to get up early. Could I get up early if I wanted to? Yes, of course I could. But it was not obligatory for me. As you can understand from the negative form, did is the auxiliary verb of had to. So, while asking a question, we use did before the subject of the sentence. We can use WH words at the beginning and they're followed by auxiliary verb did. After that, we use subject and have to. Be careful, as we use did, we don't say had to, we use have to. We use this type of question to ask if something was necessary in the past. So, let's look at some examples. Did you have to leave the campus to buy medicine? So, we are asking, was it necessary to leave the campus to buy some medicine? Or in this one, what did you have to wear to school? We are asking, what was necessary for you to wear to school? At the beginning of the video, I said that we were going to cover two modal verbs. First one was had to and second one is could. Could is used to talk about past ability. Again, like other modals that you already know, base form of the verb is used after could. And the passive form is the same. It is used with be and past participle. Okay, let's look at some examples. When I was young, I could run for miles without getting tired. It was my ability to run for miles without getting tired, so I use could. As you can see, after could we use run, which is the base form of the verb. Or this one. I could play the piano when I was 5 years old. It was my ability to play the piano. Or this one. Nancy could ski like a pro by the age of 11. It was Nancy's ability to ski like a pro. This one. Yesterday I could lift the couch by myself. This sentence has a problem. So, what's the problem? The answer is the difference between was, were able to and could. If you want to state there were some difficulties and you managed to overcome those difficulties, or if you want to talk about a single event, you use was, were able to. In summary, could is used for general ability in the past and was, were able to is used for single events or difficult situations. So, the sentence that we saw in the previous slide should be, yesterday I was able to lift the couch by myself, because this one is a single event. Another example. It took a while, but in the end we were able to find some cheap flights on the internet. It was difficult, we searched and searched and searched. Finally, we were able to find one. Or this one. I was able to finish the assignment although there was a power cut. Finishing an assignment when there is a power cut is a difficult task. Also, it's a single event. So, we should use was, were able to instead of could. So, the negative form of could is couldn't. So, you don't need any other auxiliary verb to make it negative. And it is used to talk about lack of an ability in the past. It can be a single activity or it can be a difficult action, no problem. Let's get these examples. I was so excited that I couldn't sleep, so I got up and dressed. Yesterday, I'm talking about yesterday, it's actually a single activity, but I use couldn't. Or this one. Before I got this job, I couldn't afford a car. This was my lack of ability in the past in general, but I just couldn't again. So, while using negative form, couldn't and weren't able to have the same meaning. So, before I got this job, I wasn't able to afford a car is also a correct sentence, or I couldn't finish the task because of the power cut is also a correct one. So, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to stay home and wash your hands.